Good morning and hello, friends. My name is Shashu Munrosh. On this episode, I want to speak to Christians about the only line that will matter in the days to come. It's not a line of doctrine. It's not a line of tradition. It's a line drawn in the Spirit between those who know a voice and those who only know the noise. Who am I? I'm just a guy on the internet who writes a couple of newsletters. I write for Christians, and about the things I see taking shape in this world and in the faith. I'm not a theologian. I'm not an academic. I'm just a man walking out his salvation in this Florida heat, trying to steward the assignments the Father puts in front of me. I write this from a stripped-down place, a place of raw conviction. I believe Satan's final, greatest soul harvest is upon us right now. But his target isn't the world. The world already marches with its prince. His target is the remnant, the ones who think they are subjects of the kingdom, but who have, through 1,000 subtle compromises, become loyal citizens of man's empire. The dividing line is coming into razor-sharp focus. It will not be between denominations. It will not be between political sides. It will be drawn between ears that hear and ears that do not. How do we know which side we're on? How do we know if we're aligning with the kingdom or kneeling to the empire? I believe it comes down to one thing: a voice. Not doctrine, not tradition, not moral performance. A voice. Those who will stand will be those who have cultivated a personal, conversational relationship with the Most High, the living God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They will have been speaking with him and being commanded by him for a long time. They will be familiar with the sound of their shepherd's voice, so familiar that when the Father in heaven speaks, they know it. And when a counterfeit whispers, they recognize the dissonance instantly. This is our only defense. I am convinced of it. Before we go further, let me clarify who I'm speaking to. When I say Christian, I don't mean someone who simply owns a Bible or knows the songs. I am speaking to the brother or sister who genuinely loves our Father in heaven, the living God, the Most High. You read his word because it's your bread. You pray to him throughout your day because he's your creator. When he whispers a command in your spirit, you obey. You have a covenantal relationship with the Lord, and you serve at his command. If that describes you, then this message is for you. You are family. The reason this is so critical, and the reason it has leveled me, is this: I know nothing. Let me say that again. I know nothing. Every framework I thought was solid, every narrative I believed was true, every fact I built my understanding upon, it has been chiseled away. The Lord of Lords has, in his mercy, helped me see the profound systemic depth of the enemy's deception. It is not a few lies sprinkled in the truth. It is a complete, beautiful, coherent, counterfeit reality, built and maintained through the systems he controls. Government, finance, education, media, healthcare. We have been educated in his schools, paid with his currency, healed by his institutions, informed by his networks, and governed by his puppets. What part of our understanding has not been touched by that? So we cannot think our way out of this. We cannot doctrine our way to safety. A well-crafted theology can be co-opted by the empire and used as a weapon. Our only hope is to know the shepherd so intimately that his voice cuts through the static of 10,000 lying channels. This brings me to the heart of the matter. A question was posed that deserves to sit in the center of this room right now. How do you distinguish between God's voice and your own in a way that someone else can recognize as valid? There it is, the question that separates the pretend Christian from the servant. If your answer is a list of theological checkboxes, you are describing a process, a good process, a necessary one. But a process can be gamed by a heart that wants its own way. A process can be interpreted by a mind still in love with the empire's definitions of peace and confirmation. The true answer is relational. It's the difference between describing your spouse's voice and knowing it from another room. You can't prove it to a stranger with a list of features. You just know. It's built through 10,000 conversations, through shared silence, through obedience in the dark when no one applauded, through correction that stung but later brought life. Jesus said, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." John 10:27. He didn't say, "My sheep pass a theology exam." He said they know his voice, they follow. The validation for someone else? It won't be in your explanation. It will be in your fruit. Jesus told us, "You will recognize them by their fruits." Matthew 7:16. It will be in a life that increasingly looks like Christ, not in an argument that increasingly sounds sophisticated. It will be in a peace that persists when the world burns, a love that serves the unlovable, a joy untethered from circumstance. These are the byproducts of a life lived in obedient dialogue with the king. The empire wants subjects who follow rules. The kingdom wants sons and daughters who know their father's voice. So I ask you, and I ask myself the question that titles this episode, am I a pretend Christian, fluent in the language of the empire but deaf to the king? Or am I a humble servant, whose greatest skill is the terrifying, beautiful ability to be still, to listen, and to obey the one voice that matters? In the coming harvest, that distinction will be everything. If this resonated with you, if it made you stop and ask, do I really know his voice? Then share this with someone who needs to ask the same. Until next time, walk in the light you've been given. You can find my writing at shashumanrosh.com. On social media, I'm at Shashumanrosh. And I am Shashumanrosh. Peace and blessings, fam, and I'm out.